Should you stream on Kick? If you don't know, Kick is a new streaming site from Stake that allows you to stream various forms of content. Similar to Twitch, you can get followers, subs, and other forms of gifts. Now, let's answer the question from the title of the video. Should you stream on Kick? Let's analyze. First, two things. We're going to go over the cons and the pros. Gambling. I'm sure you guys know that gambling is not exactly an activity of virtue. It's very destructive, and because it's very destructive, it's not exactly something that you should be pushing, especially if your audience is a bunch of kids. Kick, as I mentioned earlier, is owned by a company that does just that, which is gambling. Now, I'm not on a crusade to get people banned for gambling. That is their own business. But there is something to be said that a company that does gambling will own a website and try to get people to do gambling. It's just not good. If you want to see the ultimate degeneracy of that, just look at Boss Man Jack on the Kick website. He engages in the most destructive behavior possible to losing thousands of dollars in mere minutes. It may be entertaining to some, but in the long run, that is just destructive for him and the people that watch him. Also, let's talk about something with Kick, and that is the rude behavior. You have a streamer calling another streamer the F slur. You have a streamer randomly taunting strangers. And you have a streamer threatening to shoot another person. Okay. Rude behavior exists, of course. But if your whole platform is going to put these people as their forefront content creators, then that's going to leave somewhat of a sour taste in people's mouths. Like, is that really the group of people that you want to be associating with or you want to be watching? Yeah, I don't think so. A third thing, and that is the sexual misconduct. Just recently, you got several content creators, their faces here. I'm not going to really spend too much on this topic because, other YouTubers went over it. But to summarize, sexual deviancy and misconduct is just not a good look for a brand that wishes to compete with Twitch. Having streamers go and do online chatting and communicate sexual innuendos to underage children can easily destroy any brand. For that to even exist shows how Kick is not doing enough to reel in the destructive influences of their creators. And really, Kick isn't doing enough. Let's even add on to the fact that Kick doesn't have that many self-made Kick streamers. They just have, I like to say it, Twitch rejects or people who come from other platforms. What do I mean? If you go on Kick, okay, who actually grew big from Kick? I mean, who actually went on Kick and started on Kick and became big? Just think about that real quick. Their community, did it ever become well known? Because when I look at the most successful Kick streamers, like a Trainwrecks TV, an Aiden Ross, and an Amaranth for Destiny, they all came and developed and grew their audiences from Twitch, right? It seems as though that the only way for you to grow big on the Kick platform is to actually come from another platform, truth be told, whether that's YouTube, Twitch, etc. That's why I said that platform is really there just to exist for rejects, because Kick has branded itself as the place where you don't have any TOS, you don't deal with the BS that Twitch has, you don't have to deal with all the nonsense that Twitch does to their own content creators, right? Now, the problem is that, you know, there's some truth in that matter, right? Twitch at times does unfairly ban certain people, but that's sometimes. Because truth of the matter is, the majority of people who get banned on Twitch, let's be honest, actually deserve the ban. But as I said before, that's the platform Kick decided to create. Now, let's move on to the most important reason on why Kick, in my honest opinion, is not going to grow as big as any other platform. This is, in my honest opinion, the chief reason for the problem with Kick that many people may not even consider, but actually makes a lot of sense. Years ago, and by years ago, I'm talking about during the lockdowns, 2020, 2021, some major financial processing companies decided to cut ties with the adult industry because of the actions of some of its creators and uploaders on those particular adult websites. Now, I'm not saying that will happen with Kick because I don't see Visa or MasterCard just deciding to cut out ties because of a few degenerate streamers. But what happens instead is that a website like Kick doesn't take off and grow mainly because of sponsors and advertisers. If you want to be viable as a streaming site, you have to cut deals with not only your streamers, but also other businesses. If you are a business, for whatever reason, why would you want to, advertise your product on Kick? Kick problems, as I have stated in this, as I've stated earlier, give many people apprehension on displaying their products and services on that site. You can display your value on YouTube, Twitch, just fine. But if you're displaying your value on Kick, is it really going to be impactful? Mind you, in this scenario, you're trying to sell a product or service and get people to purchase that. Is it easier to have a brand ambassador with Pokemon being somewhat wholesome, or Jack Doherty who does random beats with people on the internet for fame? I'm sure you get my drift, right? I hope you get my drift. Now, here's another thing, okay? And this goes back down to the chief problem with sponsorship and advertising, and that is discoverability. I have been using Kick since April 2023, and I've not had much luck. Okay, you could go ahead and laugh. I know, crappy. All right. Now, granted, I only stream once a week, so I can at least accept some of the blame. All right, that's just a fact. However, while on that platform, I had come to be faced with some problems that I wouldn't expect. For one, tags do not work. What are tags? They are descriptive labels you can add to your stream, which helps viewers find your content. Although Kick has them, Kick does have them, they don't even work. So let me show y'all an example. You go to Twitch, you put in a random word or phrase, and boom, you are met with a range of various channels, both live or already streamed, with tags associated with what you put in the search bar. Now, let's look at Kick. You do the same thing, and you are met with this nonsense. You see my point? Even streamers that are live with their titles and tags cannot be clicked on like you see on Twitch. If you are ever a Kick streamer and you wonder why no one's looking at your streams, well, this is one huge reason. At least on Twitch, people can search you up, get redirected to you from tags, and get on your channel from titles alone. Kick does not do any of this at all. Okay. And this is my last thing for the cons. All right. It's still in beta. You go on their website, it says it's still in beta. It's June 2024 as I'm recording this. And this site is nearing almost 2 years in beta. Like, what? Like, what? How in the world are you trying to compete with Twitch or even YouTube and you're still in beta? It just doesn't make any sense. Okay? It just doesn't make any sense. So that's what I want to say, at least for the cons. And those are a long list of cons. If you want to, search more about those cons, you could, go on YouTube and research on yourself. But I want to talk at least a little bit on the pros. And there are really only 3 pros, in my honest opinion. First pro is the 95 split, where for each donation you get 95% of the donation. The company gets 5%. Sounds great, but as I mentioned earlier, if you have barely any discoverability, you don't even have to worry about the split because you will not have that many people watching you to even give financial contributions to you. Okay? Second thing, no advertisements. Let me say something real quick. That's amazing to me. It really is. I follow a lot of people on Twitch, okay? But one of the reasons why I stopped watching Twitch is the advertisements. It's just getting too much. But the problem is YouTube Live doesn't have advertisements. And they even give you better results than Kick because you could do live VODs, you could, rewind, etc. That's perfect to me. Not the only thing, but, I could rewind the video while the live is going on. And that's a pro to me for YouTube than Kick. Now, the third thing, and this to me is the most compelling reason to ever go on Kick, is their Kick's Creator Incentive Program, which goes by KCIP, all right, KCIP. Now, the Kick Creator Incentive Program is designed to compensate streamers with revenue per individual stream. To keep it really simple, you are getting paid by Kick to stream. Not a bad deal, really. Probably the only thing at this point that really makes sense for a person to join Kick. If you already have an established community on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, any of these other, social media sites, and you just want to quickly just get paid, just tell your followers to go follow you on Kick, stream for a long time, get those verifications, get those numbers up, and eventually, you could, qualify for that program and just get paid by Kick to stream. However, even with that, there are some, hesitancy. Okay. There was a Reddit comment talked about how this person knew about some RuneScape streamers from Twitch. They get moved to, Kick. And they say as soon as their contract is up, they're moving right back to Twitch. Okay. So even with the KCIP deal, which I think is a pretty cool deal, even that is not even hidden. Just saying. So for me personally, I might try Twitch or just start on YouTube or TikTok. But, to each their own. If I were to start, as I said, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and from there, that's about it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a nice day. Bye.